Hello guys, again 160 days and day 10 almost done with book number 1. We lost a subscriber apparently, but that's okay. So let's just start. No more introduction. Enough introductions. So eh, let's just do a little bit of Anki, even though I'm a bit tired today, but I think no new cards today, no new cards. Just and then we watch Genki. So that's 土曜日にゴミを土曜日にゴミを That's not 土曜日 that's 木曜日木曜日にゴミを something 出ます Check it out
木曜日にゴミを捨てます。
ゴミを捨てます木曜日にゴミを捨てます
木曜日にゴミを捨てます。
木曜日にゴミを捨てます木曜日にゴミを捨てます So ゴミ is garbage 捨てます is to throw Okay That's key that means machine that has to be like a vacuum machine or something
掃除機、
掃除機 vacuum cleaner so 掃除 means to clean key is machine 掃除機 is vacuum cleaner 生き方を説明してください生き方を説明してください
生き方を説明してください。
生き方を説明してください Please give me the Please explain the directions to me 車で駅まで車で駅まで
車で駅まで送りましょうか？
ありがとうございます。
I think it is time to buy a new microphone. If we make a video and it gets money, we buy a microphone without money. But no, I think it's okay now. So, 車で駅まで送りましょうか to send or to escort also. That's something ボタンを押してください press the button
確認ボタンを押してください。
確認ボタンを押してください確認ボタンを押してください
確認ボタンを押してください。
確認ボタンを押してください press the button the confirmation button 確認のボタンを押してください確認 is confirmation 今日は something 目ですかはい今日はちょっと
今日はダメですか？
今日はダメですか、
今日はちょっと。
今日はちょっと今日はダメですかはい今日はちょっと Are things going poorly today? Yes, today is going very well. Wait, so Ah, that's dame. I know dame. But I think I was always seeing dame in hiragana, never in kanji. 今日はダメですか? Are things going poorly today? はい、今日はちょっと. Today's not very well. Okay, let's do it again. So dame with kanji. It looks like me, of course, me with I, and something tsuma, horse and something. Okay. 日本語学校み磨けしました to observe か磨けしました I think
日本語学校を見学しました。
of course 見学 to observe Japanese school 日本語学校見学しました日本語学校見学しました Hope the microphone is working I think it's time to buy a new microphone 日本語学校見学しました So that's no idea
冷蔵庫
Of course 冷蔵庫 Of course 冷蔵庫ごちそうさまでしたごちそうさまでした That's ごちそうさまでした That's something I don't know
ごちそうさまでした。
ごちそうさまでした I'm full はありません Something はありません
駐車場はありません。
駐車場はありません。駐車場はありません。There is no parking lot. は for negative response to a yes or no question only. Wait, は for negative response to a yes or no only. 駐車場はありません。That's 掃除機. No, that's not 掃除機. It's different. That's something key. Key means machine.
洗濯機
洗濯機 washing machine 洗濯機掃除機 is the vacuum cleaner and 洗濯機掃除 means to clean vacuum cleaner and 洗濯 means laundry 洗濯機 means laundry machine or washing machine okay 毎日 something します
毎日掃除します。
掃除 of course 掃除機掃除 to clean 掃除する and 掃除機 vacuum cleaner 毎日掃除します。Okay. 弟がうちへ友達をsomething 連れてきました。連れてきました。弟がうちへ友達を連れてきました。
弟がうちへ友達を連れてきました。
うちへ友達を連れてきました。Okay. 連れてきます。連れてきます。is to bring over. 連れてくる。Okay. 先生に友達を something します。Pretentious asteroids, good morning. How is it going? So it's 3 in the afternoon, but you're definitely from United States, no? You're behind us, I think. Sensei ni wait, so it's in the west. So yeah, behind us. So the sun just risen in your place now. Yeah, we had the sun like ages ago. Hours ago. Sensei ni tomodachi o something します。
先生に友達を紹介します。
I think Japan is they have it They have it's evening in Japan now. Yep, 7:30. Here starting first coffee now. Okay. So yeah, Japan. I think Japan now is the sun is gone. It's evening. It's weird how the word works, no? Sensei ni people have coffee and people go to sleep and people learn. Sensei ni tomodachi o shukai shimasu. Shukai shimasu. I'll introduce my friend to the teacher. Uh-huh. I will introduce. So shukai to introduce. Okay. Sensei ni tomodachi o shukai shimasu. To introduce. Sumimasen. 今日はちょっと。すみません。今日はちょっと。
すみません。今日はちょっと。
今日はちょっと。すみません。今日はちょっと。トヨタは自動車の会社です。自動 something automobile.
トヨタは
of course.
自動車の会社です。
like 自転車、自動車、automobile. トヨタは自動車の会社です。トヨタは自動車の会社です。Okay, 自動車。like 自転車 the same. Do you know the word G something? No, definitely no. Don't know. Anore. Wait. 自己紹介 self-introduction. So G, of course, G means oneself. And shoka that we saw earlier, I think. Shoka. Anore means oneself. Okay. Jido shokai. No, I've never seen it. But if you know the rest of the kanji, you can make sense of it. If you take a Japanese class, you'll hear it all the time. Jido jiko shokai. So shokai that we saw earlier, just now, and jiko one self. Okay. Jiko shokai. If you know each kanji, you will probably. I only know the first one, which means oneself, the G. I've seen it so many times. But the second kanji, though, first time I've seen it. But nice. Actually, Yuki does a Japanese class, has a Japanese class. He had one yesterday, actually. He probably heard it a lot. The sentence is something like account. Okay. We'll ask Yuki. Yuki does a lot of self-introduction. He even wrote an essay in Japanese, which was amazing. Like, imagine seeing. It was the first time I've seen like a whole text in Japanese, whole essay. But I could understand a lot of things, not everything, like a diary or journal. Journal. The second one is the like journal. It looks like number 5. Radical 49. Like journal. Wait, maybe it's self. Wait, let's check it out in Jusho. Maybe journal, you write the diary of yourself. My brain isn't up to speed yet. you need to drink your coffee. It means, there it is. It means self. By oneself. Interjection expressing anger or charging. So I or me. No, that's ore. Oneself. Anore. Ore, anore. Anore, it's anore. Okay, so ano. So we have two. Two kanjis which means self. Jido also, Jido, G. is what I was thinking of. Ah, it has also the same kanji, the number 5. Key, account, history, record, annals. Okay, key. So, wait, what's the difference between anore, this one, and G? G. Okay. G. G means self. But maybe G is not used alone. It's a prefix. Used as a prefix. Time or place. A time or place. Okay. But also oneself. Oneself. The other one was oneself also. Or itself. Don't know the difference. So, that's... I know this one, but I forgot. Ni kuruma o tomemasu. Tomemasu. That has to be a parking lot. 車を止めます。ここで止めてください。ここで止めてください。OK, OK.
駐車場に車を止めます。
駐車場に。
ここで止めてください。
OK. So, 駐車場 is a parking lot. 駐車場 which also has kuruma, of course. Let's do it again. I've seen it so many times, 駐車場, but I've never remembered it. 木曜日にゴミを捨てます。捨てます。捨てます。捨てます。木曜日にゴミを捨てます。
木曜日にゴミを捨てます。
ゴミを捨てます。Okay. To throw, 捨てます。To throw. I think G is like a prefix. It's very common at the start of a word. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. A prefix, which means it's always connected with other words. Like you cannot see it alone by itself. So jibun, jibunde, or jidou hanbaiki, or the one that you said earlier. What was it? Jiko shukai, Jiko shukai, Jiko shukai. So it's prefix, so it's used with other kanjis. So that's sojiki, sojiki, vacuum cleaner, sojiki,
掃除機、
sojiki. 車で駅まで送りましょうか。ありがとうございます。
車で駅まで送りましょうか。
ありがとうございま
あり
す。
がとうございます。生き方を説明してください。生き方を説明してください。So please explain to me the directions. 生き方を the directions. 説明してください。Please explain.
生き方を説明してください。
説明してください。Press 確認ボタンを押してください。確認ボタンを押してください。
確認ボタンを押してください。
確認ボタンを押してください。日本語学校を見学します。見学します。to observe Japanese school。日本語学校を見学します。見学しました。見学しました。I observed the 日本語 school。Japanese school。
日本語学校を見学しました。
見学しました。日本語学校を見学しました。今日はダメですか？今日はダメですか？はい。今日はちょっと。今日はちょっと。今日はダメですか？はい。今日はちょっと。OK。今日はちょっと。
今日はダメですか？
今日はダメですか？
はい。今日はちょっ
今日
と。
はちょっと。That's a refrigerator. 冷蔵庫。
冷蔵庫。
冷蔵庫。冷蔵庫。ごちそうさまでした。様でした。ごちそうさまでした。I'm full. ごちそうさまでした。
ごちそうさまでし
The
た。
food was great. ごちそうさまでした。That's 洗濯、洗濯 which means laundry. 洗濯機、key which means machine. So, washing machine, washing machine. 洗濯機、
洗濯機。
洗濯機。毎日掃除します。I clean every day.
毎日掃除します。
毎日掃除します。That's a parking lot. 省庁はありません。
駐車場は
駐
ありま
車場は
せん。
駐車場はありません。駐車場はありません。明日、映画を見ませんか？ Something ですか？明日はちょっと。
明日、映画を見ませんか？
映画を見ませんか？
残念ですが、
残念
明
ですが。
日はちょっと。
Hello, Yuki. How is it going? So we are talking earlier about a word called wait, let me remember. 自己紹 no 自己紹介自己紹介自己紹介自己紹介 yes the self introduction. So self introduction. The pretentious asteroid says that if you do Japanese classes, you use this word a lot. So you definitely use this word a lot. You also, it was part of the essay. 明日映画を見ませんか？残念ですが、明日はちょっと。Self introduction. That's, I don't know what that is. 絵を見ます。That's 美術館で絵を見ます。美術館で絵を見ます。
美術館で絵
美
を見ます。
術館で絵を見ます。美術館で絵を見ます。美術 Yes, whenever there is a new student entering our class, our learning circle, everyone has to introduce themselves again. Okay, and you say 自己紹介。自己紹介。Okay, I don't think I will ever forget the 自己紹介。自己紹介。It has the G, it has, okay, anore, which is ko, 自己, and has 紹介, which we are going to see just now. 紹介, which means introduction, introduce. Okay. 先生に友達を There it is, there it is, there it is. 教します、教します、教します。先生に友達を教します。Okay, we saw it.
先生
宗
に
教します。
友達を紹介しま
紹
す。
介します。紹介します。Wait, what did I say? I said 今日。紹介します。先生に友達を紹介します。Let's do it again. So yeah, there is 紹介 to introduce. 紹介する with G and anore, which is こ、思考、紹介。So, self-introduction. 思考、紹介。自己紹介。自己紹介。It also has the, isn't this the fun kanji? Minutes or kai? It's kai. Maybe it's not. Yeah, I don't think I will ever forget this kanji. Let's check it out again, okay? トヨタは自動車の会社です。トヨタは自動車の会社です。Automobile company.
トヨタは自動車の会社です。
自動車の会社です。That's That's a mattress for sure. Don't remember the pronunciation. That's city or village or something.
布団、
Futon mattress. So it is a mattress. Both are mattress. Futon. It looks like a mattress. Looks like a bed. Someone sleeping on the bed. Futon. Okay. It's more like the teacher will use it. 今から新しい something が新しい生徒が生徒 which means pupil student 生徒新しい生徒が参加 participation 参加してるからみんなお互いに自己紹自己紹介しましょう自己紹介しましょう everyone will introduce themselves. Okay. Maybe one day I enroll in a class. I think a class is Yuki. Can you tell me again which class is it and how can I enroll if I want? Or is it in German mostly? You said I think you said it was in German. That's why I couldn't. I said I couldn't join. I think you said it was in German. So that's kudamono.
野菜、
That's yasai. Vegetables. お金が足りません。お金が足りません。
お金が足りません。
お金が足りません。お金が足りません。Don't have enough money. ゴミの本は Well, the language used in the class will either be German or Japan. Yeah, that's why I couldn't join. I don't know German and I don't know Japanese. But I will learn both. I will learn both soon enough. I'll also begin if I find like good resources for Chinese. Spanish, I have a resource. Chinese, German. Maybe I do live stream also learning Chinese, German, and also Spanish. Spanish is ready. I have a very good resource. Gomi no Home, but doesn't have Cyprus something similar to our VHS evening school for adults. I have masters. I'm doing masters. Evening school. No, it's not evening school. It's masters. But I don't know. I don't know VHS. There are different classes, but no, I don't think we have. But if we go to Bazaraki, for example, there are people teaching Japanese, but individually, it's not like a school or something. Well, we don't have a lot of stuff. Japanese classes, Cyprus. Then Japanese with Minato. From the Japanese embassy, this guy. Then Japanese with Minato. Juhuya Learning is an online language learning platform provided by the Japan Foundation that enables Japanese language learners around the world to study the language. Okay. There are 6 different levels. Okay. Learners are introduced to interactive e-learning through self-study. It's a self-study course of a tutor through the tutor support. For further information, Minato. But we don't have such as VHS. Like each on their own. There is like is it government? Is it supported by government? Minato will be temporarily closed from okay. I'll look for it later, but don't think this is for Cypriots. It's only self study. Anyways. We don't have such schools. This guy, I messaged this guy also, but he didn't reply. Don't know. I feel it's fake. I feel his account is fake. New Japanese group, beginners, hybrid class. We are starting a new group on 2025, February 5th, every Wednesday. Yeah, but where? I sent him a message, but he didn't reply. There we don't have Yoko private Japanese tutor. Where? Engomi. Study Japan Virtual Fair, the Japan Service Organization, Johnson, hosting, yeah, old. They don't post. No, we don't have anything. We don't have nothing. Not sure if they receive funds from the government, but they are non-profit, meaning that your fees will only go into covering the expenses of the course and school. So non-profit, so they are private. It's doesn't. Are they Japanese or something? Or are they German? Is it like German thing? Like it doesn't have to do with the Japanese government. But maybe here because we don't have. Maybe later I will start. Maybe I can start if I learn the language. I can do a non-profit organization teaching languages, teaching Japanese or Chinese. But Chinese, no, we have Chinese. Actually, we have a lot because at each university has a Confucius Institute, and they teach Chinese a lot. We have a lot of Chinese recently. The last few years, a lot of Chinese are coming here. ゴミの方は木曜日です。
ゴミの日は木曜日です。
ゴミの日は木曜日です。The Confucius Institute, for example, is supported by the Chinese government. If there is no government support, there is no school, there are no languages. ゴミの日は木曜日です。ゴミの日は木曜日です。Okay, okay. The day of disposal of garbage is Thursday. Something. That's a parking lot. 州場に車を止めます。ここで止めてください。
駐車場に車を止めます。
車を止めます。
ここで止めてください。
ここで止めてください。答えがわかりません。答えがわかりません。
答えがわかりません。
答えがわかりません。明日映画を見ませんか？ VHS offers a wide variety of courses, languages, other vocational skills, etc. They only can offer what's available. If there are no suitable teachers available or not enough students, there will be no course. Yeah, of course. If there are no students to teach or no teacher to teach also, there is no point. So VHS is an organization basically. Germany. School. VHS Deutscher Volksschule Verband. Ja, ich. Program areas of German education centers. I wish we had something like this. Okay. Oh, but we have Open University, which is online classes. But no, it's like a university. It's like a university. It's not like VHS. And yeah, you guess like degree, a normal degree, not not school, not classes, language classes or whatnot. But you can study linguistics, but it's only Greek and English. 明日映画を見ませんか？something ですが、明日はちょっと
明日
残念。
映画を見ませんか？
残念。
残念ですが、明日はちょっと。
残念ですが、明日はちょっと。残念ですが、明日はちょっと。That's チャンスがあったら。チャンスがあったら。If there is a chance. 行きたいです。something that's 来た。来た something 行きたいです。I want to go to something.
チャンスがあったら
北
北海道へ行きたいです。
北海道。チャンスがあったら、if there's a chance, 北海道へ行きたいです。I want to go to 北海道。something で、雑誌を読みました。喫茶店で雑誌を読みました。
喫茶店で雑誌を読みました。
雑誌を読みました。先生に友達を紹介します。
先生に友達を紹介します。
先生に友達を紹介します。8番 something で9個に降ります。乗ります。
8番線で急行に乗ります。
8番線で急行に乗ります。That's 布団。That's 最後に or outside country, foreign country. So it's 外国に手紙を出します。
外国に手紙を出します。
外国に手紙を出します。外国に手紙を出します。閉めてもいいですか？窓を閉めてもいいですか？窓を閉めてもいいですか？
窓を閉めてもいいですか？
窓を閉めてもいいですか？窓を閉めてもいいですか？東京駅で乗り換えます。東京駅で乗り換えます。
東京駅で乗り換えます。
東京駅で乗り換えます。Isn't that a driver? 運転
警察官おまわりさん
警察官 police 1日に3回薬を飲んでください。1日に3回薬を飲んでください。
1日に3回薬を飲んでください。
薬を飲んでください。I know this, but I forgot. I know this also. 上です。机 that's a table. 机の上です。辞書は辞書。That's why I know it, because it's 辞書 is dictionary. 辞書は机の上です。辞書は机の上です。
辞書は机の上です。
机の上です。辞書は机の上です。That's 野菜 vegetables.
野菜
もしもしAlright, caffeinated and ready to learn. Of course. Good luck, bro. I hope you are motivated and like me and just keep staying consistent. never stop. So we just keep going strong. Hmm. Moshi, moshi. That's to bro. If it's broken, we fix it. Shoko something ken shos. No, that's shoko or something, and that's ken sho something.
もし故障したら修理します。
もし故障したら修理します。もし故障したら修理します。車を something します。
車を運転します。
運転します。I think, okay. 車を運転します。車を運転します。いってらっしゃい。Goodbye.
いってらっしゃい。
Have a goodbye. いってらっしゃい。いってらっしゃい。Goodbye. 12日。
12日。
すみません。something までいくらですか？ I don't know what this is.
すみません。銀座までいくらですか？
Excuse me, how much is it to 銀座？すみません。銀座までいくらですか？窓を閉めてもいいですか？窓を閉めてもいいですか？
窓を閉めてもいいですか？
警察。
警察官。
警察官。
おま、
That's 外国に。外国に手紙を出します。
外国に手紙を出します。
外国に手紙を出します。8番線で急行に乗ります。
8番線で急行に乗ります。
8番線で急行に乗ります。車を運転します。of course.
車を運転します。
車を運転します。もし故障したら修理します。修理します。
もし故障したら修理します。
修理します。Done. Congratulations. Okay. Now let's just do the challenge. Lesson 10. Lesson 10. So lesson 9 we did the what we did the mo and mada. We did kara also. Kara is easy. We did noun modification. Teiru plus noun. So verb teiru plus noun modifies the verb and it becomes a noun. So 光っている目 sparkling eyes. Or makes it an adjective maybe, I don't know. And also we learned informal past tense and we learned informal past tense. Formal negative past tense and informal past tense. Okay, let's just do lesson 10.
Konnichiwa and welcome to Genki Lesson 10 live stream. Today we are going to be covering Lesson 10, which covers comparing two items, comparing 3 or more items, avoiding repetition in Japanese, expressing intention, becoming somewhere and nowhere, and the utilization de. Before we get started, I want to jump over to, if you want to help support Toki ni Andy, please check out the Patreon textbooks practice videos, vocabulary videos, listening and shadowing videos, read-alongs with Yuki, and more. So check that out if you get a chance. I finally decided on a color scheme that I'm going to try to stick with. Going forward into the rest of Genki 1 and all of Genki 2, we're going to be going with this color scheme. There may be new colors in the future as new things come up, but generally speaking, pronouns are going to be orange. Nouns will be these 3 shades of green. Proper nouns will be maroon, I guess. Proper nouns, so names, place names, stuff like that. Adjectives will be these 2 light shades of light blue.
Colors?
Adverbs will be this sort of disgusting pink.
These are the sentences that he's going to write.
Color verbs are red as always. Expressions like so desu ka, stuff like that, will be this brown. Auxiliary verbs, which are verbs that get attached to the end of other verbs to change the meaning, they'll be this sort of teal color. Particles and numbers will be black. Question marks and ka particle will be purple. Punctuation, interjections, conjunctions, and temporal nouns. So temporal nouns are like ashita, kino, stuff like that, will be the same color as the background. New grammar points will be marked in either straight up blue, this sort of salmon, and hot pink. So those are going to be the color codes. Feel free to print that out if you want. These slides are always available, usually are available on the Patreon shortly after. So these are all accurate from lesson 10 and onwards. Most of them should be okay tonight. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with comparing 2 items in Japanese. It's a little bit confusing. It's not as straightforward as you would hope. In English, you can basically just add ER to the end of an adjective, like bigger. You can just add ER to the end or more before the adjective for certain adjectives, and that modifies it to express, well, basically the meaning more, right?
10.
More or less. Comparisons. In Japanese, you can't directly modify adjectives. There's no conjugation to express more or less. Instead, you have to use this sort of grammar point, which is a noun. We've got a noun A, any noun. We've got the particle no, ho,
Noun, no,
particle
ho,
ga, noun
okay,
B,
I know.
yori, adjective.
No.
So,
Now, easy. No ho ga, noun B, yori. Okay. Noun. I've done it so many times, I think, now. Noun A, we did it like in Anki, we did it in Genki, when we were reading the book, we did it with from 0, and now again. So no ho ga. No ho ga plus noun B, of course. Noun B plus yori. Yori adjective. Okay, let's do it.
breaking this down, noun A is more something, the adjective, whatever that describes.
Noun A is more than noun B. Noun A is more than noun B.
Description is then noun B. Now, these words ho and yori do not really necessarily mean more and then. Ho is actually, you can write it out in kanji, and the kanji, I'll use the kanji in the dialogue actually, but it's the kanji for direction. So it's like pointing at this one over here is more than, well, whatever the adjective is, this second noun over here, which is what yori marks. Yori marks the lesser noun. Okay, so this will make more sense when I show you some example sentences right now. It can be used with any adjectives. So for example, Nagano no hou ga Fukuoka yori samui. Nagano no hou ga Fukuoka yori samui. Nagano is colder than Fukuoka. Colder than Fukuoka. So this ho is pointing at Nagano. Yori marks Fukuoka, the one that is less in this equation, and it's less cold than Nagano. Now, Genki points out, and I'll point this out too, just to be consistent, that you can't depend on the order of ho and yori to decide on which one is more or less of whatever the adjective is, right? Because this sentence means the same thing. Fukuoka yori Nagano no hou ga samui. The order doesn't matter. You can use any order. So Nagano is colder than Fukuoka. It's the exact same meaning. The order doesn't matter. Yori just marks whatever is less in this equation. Another sentence is miso ramen no hou ga shoyu yori oishii. Now, this is sort of subjective. So you could add to omoimasu at the end to make it a little bit more soft and point out that, you know, you're not making a statement, that it's definitely more delicious. Miso ramen is more delicious than shoyu ramen. But you don't have to add tomoimasu if you don't want. That's just another example. Now, before we move on, I just want to mention that you don't necessarily need both ho and yori. Well, I'll get to that in a little bit. Let's just go over the next part and we'll get there. So, to ask a question using these, to basically ask which one is more or less of something, use this formula here. We've got noun A, to, noun B, to, dochira. Dochira. This means which. Dochira. You can shorten it to dochi with a small tsu in the middle. We'll have that show up later. No ho ga, some adjective. So which is more adjective, A or B, is the meaning of this.
Okay, again, I need to write it. A, to, B, to, dochira. Dochira. Can't wait to write hangi hiragana without having to look at the characters. No hoga. No hoga. No hoga plus adjective. Which is more? Oh, are you doing writing practice too? Yeah, I need to write them. I think when I write everything I see, it helps remember. When I look back, like before I sleep, for example, I look about what I wrote and I remember the lesson. Like I don't have to watch 40 minutes again or 1 hour again. I just look at the what I wrote and I can remember exactly what he was saying. It helps. It helps. I also like writing hiragana also. Hiragana and kanji is it's very nice to write them. A or B. Okay.
So you could ask something like,
I feel the same way. Makes more brain connections when you write stuff out. Yes, yes. That's how I feel as well. It helps you remember more. Like when you put the hiragana, the kanjis on, and I see like no hoga. When I read it again, not now, but later in the day or tomorrow, I can remember exactly. I can remember the grammar, the sentence, and I can remember what he's saying, and because I read it also in Genki before, and I remember stuff. It makes brain connection, as you said correctly.
Manga to anime to
Writing is nice.
dochi no
I don't know why
houga
people hate
omoshiroi. So which is more interesting, anime to dochi? So you could ask something like manga to anime to dochi no houga omoshiroi. So which is more interesting or funny depending on the context, I guess. Manga or anime? And you might answer manga no houga omoshiroi. So notice here in the answer, I don't have...
I use a free app called Ringotan for practicing writing. Starts with kana, but mostly for kanji. Ringotan. Okay, I definitely need it. Have a bunch of apps for Japanese, but it's good to add more. Ringotan. Okay, I'll download it here. This one. I think it's this one. Install it. Okay. Hopefully this is the password. I can download it. Done. It's always good to add more apps to the collection. Have a lot of apps. Okay.
Yori. And I don't have anime either. Because it's answering a question, like we often do in Japanese, we drop things that aren't necessary and that are obvious from the context. So in these two examples, it's obvious that I'm talking about manga and anime. I don't need to say manga no hou ga anime yori omoshiroi. I could, but it's repetitive
throughout the day. Yes, this is why apps are useful. Instead of I always think instead of doing something like watching whatever, I just open an app and 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you learn something. Duolingo or some other apps as well, and I think it helped me a lot.
And unnecessary.
Some other apps for kanji also.
So the answer is perfectly fine. It's just manga no hou ga
Manga no hou ga
omoshiroi. So keep in mind
omoshiroi.
that you might not have both hou ga and yori in a sentence when you're comparing stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into the dialogue. I'll read it slow. Omoshiroi. So keep
Manga no hou ga omoshiroi. Manga is more interesting.
Japanese, we drop things that aren't necessary and that are obvious from the context. So in these two examples, it's obvious that I'm talking about manga and anime. I don't need to say manga no hou ga anime yori omoshiroi. I could, but it's repetitive and unnecessary. So the answer is perfectly fine. It's just manga no hou ga omoshiroi.
Okay. Manga to anime to dochi no hou ga omoshiroi? Manga no hou ga omoshiroi.
So keep in mind that you might not have both hou ga and yori in a sentence when you're comparing stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into the dialogue. I'll read it slowly once, and then I'll read it at full speed, go over the English meaning, and I'll get to your questions after that. We've got 4 people in these dialogues. It's a continuing dialogue from last week in lesson 9, maybe even lesson 8. I can't remember exactly, but A-san, C-san, Ando-san, and B-san, they're all going out to get ramen. C-san is A-san's sister, and they just arrived. If you're on the Patreon, you'll know that A is Andy, C is Dei-chan, that's my sister, I guess, and B is Yuki, and Ando is, well, he's Ando. Alright, so let's go ahead. Miso to shoyu to dochi no hou ga suki? Miso ramen no hou ga suki kana? 俺も味噌がいい。私は醤油の方が好きですね。俺、味噌と醤油より豚骨ラーメンがいい。豚骨ラーメンがないよ。Alright, let's go. Full speed. 味噌と醤油とどっちの方が好き？味噌ラーメンの方が好きかな？俺も味噌がいい。私は醤油の方が好きですね。俺、味噌と醤油より豚骨ラーメンがいい。豚骨ラーメンがないよ。Alright, let's go ahead and go over the English for that, and then I'll get to your questions. So, 味噌と醤油とどっちの方が好き？ Which do you like more? Miso or soy sauce ramen? So this sentence is straight out of the original formula, except we're using dochi instead of dochira. It's just the question. Miso to shoyu to dochi no hoga suki, or suki desu ka would be the full sentence. Which do you like more, miso or soy sauce? You remember that I'm asking my sister, and I'm placing A above both C and B and Ando. So he's speaking informally in all of the dialogues. A. 味噌ラーメンの方が好きかな? I like miso ramen more, I guess. So this kana at the end, kana, that's new for you guys. I don't think it's showed up in Genki yet. It basically is a particle that you put at the end of a sentence. A particle? Not exactly sure. I can't remember exactly what it is. Maybe someone can look that up for me, the actual part of speech it is. But anyway, it just means I guess, and you put it at the end of the sentence like an ending particle. Ski kana, women might say ski kashira. Kashira is similar, not quite the same as kana, but it's similar. Miso ramen no hou ga suki kana? So it's not 100% positive. I'm not positive that I like miso ramen more, but probably, I guess. Kana? That's a fun little thing to add to the end of your sentences. Our next sentence is 俺も味噌がいい. Straightforward. I also want miso. I translated this as want. Literally, it's I think miso is good as well. I also think miso is good. But in the context, miso ga ii, this means I want miso. So you can just say something something ga ii to mean that you want that thing. Watashi wa shoyu no hou ga suki desu ne. I like soy sauce more. Remember, you can use ne at the end of the sentence to confirm something to someone when they ask you a question. It's not necessarily asking for confirmation from them. You're sort of confirming that, yeah, I like shoyu ramen. Shoyu is soy sauce flavored ramen. Our final 2 sentences are 俺、味噌と醤油より tonkotsu ramen ga ii. This time I translated it as like. I like pork bone ramen. Tonkotsu ramen is pork bone ramen. The soup is made by dumping a bunch of pork bones into a giant pot, and that's how they make the soup. Pork bone soup for the ramen. In this case, I put it as I like pork bone. Tonkotsu ramen ga ii. But it could also be I want pork bone ramen. Now you'll notice here that we don't have hoga, we only have yori in this sentence. So sometimes you get that too. Miso to shoyu yori, less than these two. Tonkotsu ramen no hou ga ii would be the full sentence, but it's dropped. And that's actually okay. You can actually drop the hoga in sentences like this where you have like two nouns and then you've got the final one that is actually the one that you maybe like more, or that is more of whatever the adjective is. This is actually quite common just to have yori in the sentence. So just remember, if you've got a yori, a hoga is implied somewhere in the sentence, whether it appears there or not. And the yori always comes after whatever is less. Always. So if you've heard yori in a sentence and you never hear a hoga, you're going to assume that whatever comes after the yori is probably...
I can post a particle exercise on to Discord. Yes, of course. Of course, anything drop it on Discord.
The hoga in that situation, right? Because you otherwise...
Anything that will help, just drop it.
If it's before the yori, you kind of need to mark it. You have to mark it, actually. But if you put it after, you don't necessarily have to mark it with the hoga because it's obvious. Whatever noun comes after yori is not marked by yori.
I think I need to practice
now that I got
a
that
lot.
out of the way, that sentence means more than miso and soy sauce. I like pork bone.
I'm just doing...
ramen ga nai.
I'm just doing reading, but I'm not practicing enough, I think.
They don't have pork bone ramen. So the shop we're at doesn't have pork bone ramen. And that's actually probably pretty common. Pork bone ramen, there's usually ramen shops. They will be either tonkotsu ramen or not tonkotsu ramen. Generally, ramen shops don't have both tonkotsu ramen and like miso ramen. But sometimes there's tonkotsu miso ramen. Aru ne. But generally, tonkotsu ramen shops are they just sell variations of tonkotsu ramen. I guess some people don't really like the smell of tonkotsu ramen, and they don't like tonkotsu ramen, so they don't tend to mix them.
Ramen.
I don't know if that's the only reason. But our next section tonight is...
I don't know if I ate ramen before. I just saw Naruto eat a lot of ramen. No, I only ate sushi. Maybe one day we make ramen also. So wait, so yori means more than, and nohoga, what does nohoga mean? Nohoga. So nohoga is more, and yori is also more. No, that's not right. It's not correct. So 漫画とアニメとどっちの方が面白い？漫画の方が面白い is more interesting. No, okay, so maybe no, the translation is not literal. So yori is more, but maybe it in English you say more, but in Japanese it's different. So basically more than miso and ramen, I like... okay. But if you would have put nohoga, you would have put it after the tonkotsu. Tonkotsu ramen no hoga ii. Okay. Okay, let's move on.
But our next section tonight is comparing three or more items in Japanese. This is a little bit different, and it's a little bit complex, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's easier than comparing two items. So when you compare three or more items, you take three different nouns. You divide them by with the to particle. No naka de, one of them. Ga ichiban, whatever the adjective is, right? So M3 can be a group of items. So it could be like dobutsu no naka de, for example. Or it could be three animals. So neko to inu to usagi no naka de, usagi ga ichiban mimi ga oki. Among cats, dogs, and rabbits, rabbits have the biggest ears, for example. So here's a complicated sentence from the last lesson 10. It says, アニメの中で
Wait, I
サイ
don't
キク
remember
ス
this
オ
one.
の災難が一番面白い。アニメの中でサイキクスオの災難が
アニメの中でサイキクスオの災難が一番面白い。Wait, the disastrous life of Saiki Kusuo is the funniest. What? I don't understand. So N3 can be 3 times or a class of items.
猫と犬とウサギの
あー
中
that's
でウサギが一番耳が大きい。Among cats, dogs, and rabbits.
Among,
Rabbits have
okay. So Nonaka, among, okay, I remember. So Nonaka, so between those 3 or 4 or whatever, de N1 ga ichiban. Okay, I remember. So, okay, let's write. So Nonaka, among the 3 items, 3 or more items n in the power of 3 plus no nonaka de n1 ga ichiban. Ichiban adjective. So among the 3, among nonaka, among the 3 items, the number 1 ga ichiban
the biggest
bigger.
ears.
Okay.
It says アニメの中で
What is that trident looking thing? I didn't look like kanji. The ichiban. The wait, naka or ichiban?
among cats,
Naka
dogs, and
naka means inside. That's actually an easy kanji. But ban means number, I think. Wait, ban? It looks like trident in the anime title.
usas could be
Wait,
whatever
wait,
the
which
adjective.
anime title?
Biggest ear. It says アニメの中でサイキクスオの災難
Ah, this one. Wait, what is this one? Sainan?
が一番面白い。アニメのサイキクスオの災難が一番面
Sainanga.
白い。
What's how is it a kanji? That's a psi. That's a psi in Greek. Psi.
アニメの中でサイキクスオの災難が一番面白い。The Disastrous Life of Saiki Kusuo is the funniest anime. I think it's pretty good. Literally, this is among
Kusuo
anime.
の
So アニメの
災難
中で
Sainan. Wait, that's correct actually. What's this psi? That's a Greek word. A Greek letter. Sainan. That's not kanji. Sainan. It's not. You cannot find it. So it's Sainan. Sainan. There is no kanji. But if you write in Greek, for example, psi, so this one is psi. It's not a trident, it's psi. Psari. If you write it in Japanese, Sainan, nan, there is no kanji. I don't know anything about Greek, sadly. Well, it's a trident. It looks like a trident. Saiki kusuo. Saiki kusuo. Saiki kusu. Kusuo. Saiki kusuo? No. Saiki kusuo no. Sainan. There is no psi. Maybe he meant. Oh, there is it. This is this one. This is the psi. Yeah, I don't know what it means. Strangely enough, I can write psi Japanese mode typing. Pu. Oh, this guy looks familiar. Typing Pusato. Pusato. Pusato, yeah, because it's psi. Pusato. Pusato, which means psi in Greek. Pusai. 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 Pusai, yeah, because it's psi. Because Pusai, it's like psi. I saw it. Pusai. There it is. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, psi. There it is. Yeah, maybe they have a Greek letter in the anime.
Γεια σας, παιδιά. Το νησί που είναι ο θησαυρός.
Sorry. So Pusai or psi. I think he's showing me in Chinese maybe. Okay, anyway, so we know it. It's a Greek letter in the maybe it's in the anime.
De among anime. Literally, this is among anime. So anime no naka.
Anime no.
De among anime. The Disastrous Life of Saiki Kuso is the funniest or most interesting. Depending
Maybe Sai is an alternative pronunciation for the letter in Japanese. Sai, the Sainan. Okay.
how you want to take it. Probably the funniest.
No
I don't know if I
Sainan.
call it the most interesting. There's probably more interesting ones, but anyway, yes. So there's a group instead of
Yeah, what does it mean though? Disastrous? Does it mean disastrous? The Sainan?
items. To ask a question with this, it's pretty much the same thing, and it's much easier than with the other one. It's just anime no nakade, so we've got the same thing.
Wait,
That's
what
an
was the
anime.
sentence?
So
So anime no naka de among anime Saikikusuo no Sainan ichiban Sainan ga ichiban omoshiroi. The disastrous life of Saiki Kusuo is the funniest.
anime no naka de among anime, the disastrous life of Saiki Kuso is the funniest or most interesting, depending on how you want to take it. Probably the funniest. I don't know if I'd call it the most interesting. There's probably more interesting ones, but anyway, yes. So there's a group instead of
Sainan for disaster, same pronunciation. Sainan. Okay. But the second kanji is the same, no? This one? It is the same, yes. It's the same. But the psi is the extra here. Psi replaced the other one. Well, I cannot translate it. I have to pin. So Sainan, which means calamity, misfortune, disaster. Okay. Wait, there is voice. Ah, because it's muted.
Sainan.
Muted.
Sainan. 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 Sainan.
Okay. Okay, so Sainan. Sainan. Okay, so Sainan except for this psi, this extra psi, instead of the other kanji.
of multiple items. To ask a
Wait, so that's why when I wrote Sainan, it showed me Sainan. So Sainan. Sainan is calamity, catastrophe, or destruction, or okay. So Sainan. Right.
question with this It's pretty much the same thing, and it's much easier than with the other one. It's just anime no nakade, so we've got the same thing. Nani ga ichiban, adjective. Nani ga ichiban omoshiroi? Anime no nakade nani ga ichiban omoshiroi? What is the funniest anime? So funniest, superlative, right? Which is the most something, is what you're doing when you're comparing three or more
the most,
items.
number one.
Literally, it's among anime. What is the funniest, or what is the most interesting? Now, using three or more items, this list can be endless, by the way. You have something like vanilla to choko to ichigo no naka de dore ga.
Can we watch it? Can we watch it here? What is it? The catastrophe of Kusue or something? I forgot the name. Let's look it up also. Saiki Kusuo. Saiki Kusuo. Saiki Kusuo no. Saiki Kusuo no. Sainan. That's the life of Saiki Kusuo. Let's look it up if we can watch it for free. So this one, no? This one. Okay. Okay, we'll watch it. Maybe watch it also later.
You want to take it?
At some point, yeah, I want to watch a lot of this, but in Japanese. Also Naruto. Also, I want to watch it in Japanese. So it's different when you.
Probably the funniest. I don't know if I'd call it the most interesting. There's probably more interesting ones, but anyway, yes. So there's a group instead of multiple items. To ask a question with this, it's pretty much the same thing, and it's much easier than the other one. It's just anime no nakade, so we've got the same thing. Nani ga ichiban, adjective. Nani
Test. Okay, yeah, I think it's time to buy a new microphone. The cats have broken this one also. It's working. Okay. Yeah, and at some point we have to buy a new microphone.
何が一番面白い？アニメの中で何が一番面白い？ What is the funniest anime? So funniest, superlative, right? Which is the most something, is what you're doing when you're comparing three or more items. Literally, it's among anime. What is the funniest, or what is the most interesting? Now, using three or more items.
Like inside the anime. Among. Which one is?
This list can be endless, by the way. You have something like vanilla to choko to ichigo no naka de dore ga ichiban.
マイクの災難、カタストロフィー、カラミティ。
一番好きですか? So, among vanilla chocolate and strawberry, which do you like most? Talking about ice cream, obviously. So I guess
バニラとチョコとイチゴの中でどれが一番好きですか?
A full sentence would be バニラとチョコとイチゴアイスの中でどれが一番好きですか? So, you'll notice for groups of items like アニメの中で we use 何 we use the pronoun 何アニメの中で何が一番面白い? If we're
It's time to buy a new and better microphone.
Using multiple items divided by the total particle, so バニラとチョコとイチゴの中で we use どれ So dore means which for 3 or more items. For 2 items, you'll remember before we use dochira and dochi. Dochira and dochi can only be used for 2 items. It's which for 2 items. Dore is which for 3 or more items. That's a hard one, and even I mix it up sometimes still. I'll catch myself usually, but
Wait,
I'll be
again. Tell me again.
Vanilla to choco to ichigo. Items you'll remember before ichigo. If we're using multiple items divided by suki desu ka? So among vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry, which do you like most? Talking about ice cream, obviously. So I guess a full sentence would be vanilla to choco to ichigo ice no naka de dore ga ichiban suki desu ka? So you'll notice for groups of items like anime no naka
We
de,
use nani, okay.
we use nani.
Nani.
We use the pronoun nani. Anime no naka de nani ga ichiban omoshiroi. If we're using multiple items divided by the to particle, so vanilla to choco to ichigo no naka de, we use dore. So
if
dore
there is
means
two,
which.
if there is 2, you use dochira, I think.
For 3 or more items. For 2 items, you'll remember before we use dochira and
Dochira, yes.
dochi.
Okay.
Dochira and dochi
I
can
remember,
only be
I
used for
remember.
2 items. It's which for 2 items. Dore is which for 3 or more items.
Okay.
That's a hard one, and even I mix it up sometimes still. I'll catch myself usually, but I'll be like, vanilla to choco to ichigo no naka de dochi ga suki? Dore ga ichiban suki, right? Or just dore ga suki would be fine. So you don't have to have ichiban. Ichiban is most. It gives you the superlative. Dore ga ichiban suki desu ka? So that's the superlative, most. But I just want to mention, and I didn't put it in the lesson, I don't know if Genki covered it either, but if you get rid of ichiban, it's still fine. So you could say, which do you like? Dore ga suki desu ka? Vanilla to choco to ichigo no naka de dore ga suki desu ka? Would be which one do you like? So you don't have to have the ichiban, but it pretty much has the same meaning. So now we're on to the dialogue. I'll read it slowly once and then at full speed, and then go over the English and answer your questions.
Hello, Sensei Vic.
"Ja,
How is it going?
miso
Okane ga nayo. Okane ga nayo. I remember this video. I watched it in the past. Like it's a famous meme, you know. I watched it in the past, but now I watched it yesterday, and just randomly I saw it, and I could understand what she was saying, which was crazy experience. So we made huge progress. I could understand, and I know each kanji. One kanji is there in the sentence.
というと豚骨
金がないよ。
の中でどれが
But
好
it's a
き
funny video. It's a funny video.
豚骨
豚骨。
ラーメンの中で
How is it going, Sensei
豚骨
Vic?
が一番好きだじゃあ違うラーメン屋に行きましょう Alright, full speed じゃあ味噌と醤油と豚骨の中でどれが好き
どれが好き
or どれが一番好き
どれが一番好き
豚骨
豚骨、
ラーメンの中で豚骨が一番好きだ
一番好きだ
じゃあ違うラーメン屋に行きましょう Let's go with the English for that じゃあ味噌と醤油と豚骨の中でどれが好き
どれが好き
So notice I dropped the ichiban here. Well, among miso, soy sauce, and pork bone, which do you like? Which do you like the most, I guess you could say here. Tonkotsu, everyone says tonkotsu. Pork bone. Ramen no nakade, so here's our group no nakade, among ramen. Tonkotsu ga ichiban suki da. So here I'm saying, we're not using nani here, or we're not using dore, or yeah, nani. We've got the item answering the question.
It's the 9 and the psi. The psi. Sainan. Okay. Wait, why is catastrophe Sainan in psi? Sai. So it's Sai actually. Sai. It's only the Sai. No, it doesn't show. Anyways, let's move on.
豚骨が一番好きだ。Yeah, pork bone is my favorite ramen. じゃあ、違うラーメン屋に行きましょう。This word hasn't shown up in Genki yet. It means different. It's actually a verb, but you can use it to modify
Fine,
nouns.
when you have a moment, you have to explain me why in the sentence 今日は全然寒くないで you remove the e of 寒い and say くないで instead of ではない or やない When you have a moment, you can explain why is the sentence 今日は as for today 全然寒くないで It's totally not cold. It's totally not cold. You remove the e from samui, samu kunaide. Yes, you remove the e and say kunaide instead of dewanai or yanai. So wait, samu kunaide. Okay, you remove the e to make samu e because samui is an e adjective. Okay. If you want to make it negative, you remove the e and you add kunai. Samukunai. Samukunai becomes not cold. Samui is cold. Samukunai is not cold. So you remove the e and add kunai. Samukunai. And it's one word. It's one word. Samukunai. Samukunai. Samukunai, or in English, Samukunai. That's how they conjugate. That's the conjugation for samui, past negative. I wonder if there is some psychic element to the show, and they wanted to have that kind of psi like a pun. Ah, probably. It's the catastrophe. What's the name of the show? Catastrophe. The disastrous life. Probably means disastrous or something. Psi. But why psi? Why psi is disastrous? I don't understand. It's just a letter. You're the best. Thank you very much. I got this teaching skills from Sensei Yuki. Sai. Wait, if we write it in katakana, okay? Sai in katakana. Sai. It's the same. Nothing changes. Yeah, but I don't understand why they use psi as a sai. What does this even mean? Disaster. This means disaster. It's actually a very easy kanji. It has fire also. Has fire and some other things. So Saigai means calamity, disaster. Sainan, calamity, misfortune, disaster. So in itself means disaster, calamity, woe, curse, evil. Okay. Wazawai, wazawai, or sai. Okay, calamity, misfortune. It's an easy kanji to remember. I don't think I will ever see because of the main character's supernatural abilities, I guess. There's a lot of words that get translated to calamity or disaster. But this is a very unique kanji. It has fire and some arrows that go to the left. Maybe the left is calamity, is misfortune. Okay. Maybe the psi, they decided to choose the psi because, yeah, as Yuki said, maybe it's part of his character. It's part of the story. It's not something that has to do with the kanji, I guess. It's with his character.
And that's probably the
calamity in Breath of the Wild is Breath of the Wild in Japanese, if I recall correctly. Yakusai. A lot of words are disaster. This is also calamity, disaster, accident.
薬剤薬剤薬剤薬剤薬剤薬剤薬剤薬剤薬剤薬剤
Okay. Where did you see Samukunaide? Samukunaide is from Sensei Vik's example here. This one. So Samukunai, but I don't know what there is. I don't know. I don't think. I think we in there the utilization of there. I think we're going to do there at the end of this lesson. I actually never understood there at the end of a lesson. Oh, sorry, I wanted to write to Vic. Aha, okay. So yeah, there at the end of the sentence is. I've never understood why they use it.
The most common way I've seen
Maybe
it used.
maybe it's this one.
This verb in particular. You can just say 違う to mean that's not true or no or I disagree or that's not the case. But you can also use it to modify nouns to mean a different one. So in this case, it's 違うラーメン屋 different ramen shop. じゃあ違うラーメン屋に行きましょう. Let's go to a different ramen shop. So that's a fun little verb that you can throw into your repertoire. 違うラーメン屋. So let's go ahead and move on. That you can.
What does 違うラーメンmean?
違うラーメン屋 different ramen shop. じゃあ違うラーメン屋に行きましょう. Let's go to a different ramen shop. So that's a fun little verb that you can throw into your repertoire. 違うラーメン屋. So let's go ahead and move on to avoiding repetition in Japanese to mean that's not 中で which do you like the most, I guess you could say here. 豚骨 every group の中で among ramen 豚骨が一番好きだ. So here I'm saying we're not using nani here, or we're not using dore, or yeah, nani. We've got the item. This is answering the question. Get it? Ramen. You can throw into your
avoiding repetition.
It's a simple section.
There is naide, but in a negative command as tabenaide, don't eat. Naide with an adjective sounds strange. Sounds strange, no? Because naide, it's like an order or something. So I also usually see it with verbs. I don't think I did it in Genki. I don't think we did there at the end of the sentence in Genki. It usually comes with verbs, I think. So samukunaide, it's not an order. It's an adjective. It's cold. So don't be cold.
So I'm not gonna take my time. I'm gonna go right through it at a nice quick speed.
Command, order or command, as you said, yes.
Starting with normal sentence in Japanese, we've got an adjective plus a noun. But the second time you're talking about that noun again, you can replace the noun with no. No can take the place of that noun. Now what that means is, if we look at this normal sentence, talking about that noun again, you can replace the noun with, we've got an adjective plus a noun. But the second time you're talking about that noun again, you can replace the noun with
no.
No can take the place of that noun. Now what that means is, if we look at this normal sentence, akai kureon. That's a normal, it's not a full sentence, it's just
akai no.
The akai is modifying the noun.
The red one.
Crayon, red crayon. This has the same meaning, akai no, but only obviously if it comes after we've already talked about crayons. But it means the same thing as saying, if someone's talking about crayons and you say akai crayon, just saying akai no is the same. So no can replace nouns, helping you avoid repetition like here. Nani iro no crayon aru? Akai no. A red one. So you can think of this no as like the word one in English. A red one. Kuroi no. A black one. Shiroi no. A white one. For example. So that no can replace it. Here's another example. We've got これはアンディのクレヨン. This is Andy's crayon. これはユキの. This is Yuki's, or Yuki's one, but that's a weird sentence. You can use it in sentences like this too, where it's just one person talking. It doesn't necessarily...
No, it's a placeholder for a noun. So if you leave out a noun, you can put a no in instead. Yes. So yeah, easy. No, Yuki. No, Yuki's.
Really need to be the response to
Andy no
another person's
crayon.
question. It can just be like this. これは Andy の crayon.
Or
これは Yuki の。
yeah,
これ
the
は
red
Andy
one,
の
as we
水。
said before.
これは Yuki の。これは Andy のパソコン。これは Yuki の。And that's it. That's it. That's that section. So let's go ahead and jump into the dialogue. いい匂い。お腹すいた。
お腹すいた。
どれにす
どれ
る？
にする？
僕、一番大きいのにする。
あれ、一番大きいのにする。
大盛りにする。私は小盛りのにする。Ooh, lots of nose in there. Full speed! Forgot full speed. いい匂い。お腹すいた。どれにする？俺、一番大きいのにする。私も大盛りにする。私は小盛りのにする。English time. いい匂い。This means it smells good. Literally, it's good smell the noun. Good smell. But we would never say that in English. You reverse it. Smells good. お腹すいた. Casual conversation, we drop the ga. Normally this would be お腹がすいた. The literal translation is stomach empty. Or it's now empty. But we translate that in English to I'm hungry. どれにする? Which will you have? So, どれにする, right? That means there's 3 or more things. So you can pick that up right here from the context. If he had said どっちにする, you would know that there's only 2 things on the menu. But now that he said どれにする, you know that there's more than 2 things on the menu because どれ is for 3 or more things. And it just means which. どっち also means which, but it's only for 2 things. どれにする? Which will you have? する, of course, is the verb to do. But when you're talking about food or items that you're going to purchase or get or take, you can use にする, the particle にする, to mean which one do you want or will you have. どれにする? Which will you have? 俺、一番大きいのにする. So this no is replacing the noun. In this case, it's ramen, probably. 一番大きいラーメンにする or 一番大きいサイズにする the biggest size 私も大盛りにする大盛りのにする you don't need the no here just having 大盛り it is on its own a noun so you don't need the no there because it's a noun. The last one is an adjective. With the adjective you need the no to take the place of the noun 大きいのにする so you do need the no there because it's an adjective. So that needs to replace the noun. But in this case, he's saying the same thing. 私も大盛りにする. But 大盛り, it means extra noodles. It's a noun that means extra noodles in Japanese. 大盛り or just extra. So you can have 大盛り rice as well for a bowl of something generally. In this case, ramen. So 私 is, by the way, it's the informal 私 for a feminine 私. So 私も 大盛りにする. So I'll also have extra noodles. Ando-san before said he'll have the biggest one, which basically means he's going to have 大盛り. Unless they have bigger than 大盛り. Sometimes that happens. Maybe it's like, 私は小盛りのにする. 小盛り is small. Smaller than normal. In this situation, I put the no. So you could have it there as well. So 小盛りのラーメンにする. Expressing intention in Japanese. It's easy. First, you have a verb in the short form. Yes. First, you have a verb in the short form. Then you add つもりだ or des or whatever. But つもり means intend. So it means that you plan on doing something. You're not sure you'll be able to do it, but you plan
we did it
on
in Anki.
It's a little different from the present tense. So the
Intention.
present tense means something's happening now.
So verb short,
but remember in Japanese, the present tense is also the future tense. So it also means I will do something. But it's definite.
verb.
You will do it. But if you're not 100% sure, but you're planning to do it, you use つもり. You probably use つもり in Japanese more than we use the word intend in English, I feel like. At least in spoken English. So, for example, some intend.
つもりだ. つもりだ. Okay. つもりだ. Intend. Intention. Intend. Plus verb. Okay.
100% sure, but you're planning to do it. You use つもり. You probably use tsumori in Japanese
行く
more than we
つもりだ。
use the word
Intend to go.
intend in English, I feel
やめ
like.
るつもり
At
だ。
least in spoken English. So, for example, some easy examples are 行くつもりだ
行くつもりだ。
intend to go. やめるつもりだ I intend to quit. The I is implied here.
止まらないつもりだ。
止まらないつもりだ I intend to not stop. Or, yeah, I intend to not stop, or I intend not to stop would also be another way
止ま
to
ら
put
ない
this.
つもりだ。
止まらないつもりだ
Yeah, just short
To make these more
form.
polite, it would just need to be
plus
行くつもりですやめるつもりです To make it super polite, you could make it 止まらないつもりでございます That makes it
止まり
super
で。
formal. And it just needs to be the short form. Any short form. So it could be 行く That's present tense. やめる present tense.
やめる。
止まらない the
止まらない。
negative short form, right? It needs to be present tense, I believe. Present or negative present tense. 止まったつもり止まるつもりじゃなかった To make it like past
止まる
tense.
つも
I
りじゃ
didn't
なかった。
intend to do that. You would conjugate the des or the da. So it would be 止まらないつもり
止まらないつもりだ。
I intended not to stop. I don't think I have any examples like that in the lesson. Oh, yes, I do.
10
Okay,
時
good.
に食べる
Let's go over
つもり
some
だ。
more complicated examples. 10時に食べるつもりだ。
食べるつもりだ。
I intend
Intend
to
to
eat
eat
at
at
10. Or just, I didn't put the I because it's not in the sentence, but it is implied. Intend to eat at 10. 明日
明日
仕事に行かないつもりで
行かない
す。
つもりです。
I intend to not go to work tomorrow. 明日仕事に行かないつもりです。
仕事に
So, negative. Short form
つもり
negative.
です。
仕事を
仕事を
するつもりでしたが、
が
YouTube に
YouTube に
引き込まれました。Sorry, 込ま
込まれまし
れました。Here's that komu that was being asked about earlier. YouTube に引き込まれました。
引き込まれま
So
した
the first part of the sentence is the つもり。So 仕事をするつもりでしたが、So I intended to do work. Intended. So you modify the des, remember, into the past tense. が、but YouTube に引き込まれました。That means I got sucked into YouTube. So the komu, that verb, the auxiliary verb komu, means into YouTube. 引き pulled into it would be maybe a better translation, but I got sucked into YouTube is probably a more common English expression.
引き込まれました。
仕事をするつもりでしたが、YouTube に
引き込まれました。
引き込まれました。Let's go ahead and go over the dialogue. I'll read it slowly once, then at full speed, then go over the English meaning and answer your questions in chat. おいしい。
おいしい。
うん
うまい。
C さん、
C
どのぐらいいますか？
どのぐらいいますか
2週間います。
2週間います。
たくさん遊ぶつもりで
たく
す。
さん遊ぶつもりです。
いいですね。
いいですね。
おいしい。
おいしい。
うまい。C さん、どのぐらいいますか？ 2 週間います。たくさん遊ぶつもりです。いいですね。Let's go to the English. おいしい。
おいしい。
Delicious.
うん。
Yes.
うまい。
うまい。
Good.
Umai is another way to say delicious. In this sentence, I translated it as it's great, just to differentiate it from oishi, but it's pretty much the same meaning. Umai is probably a little less formal and a little bit stronger on the deliciousness scale than oishi, but they're used almost they are used identically, and if you ever watch a television show in Japan, you will inevitably hear these words because they're always eaten on TV here. No matter what, they're gonna be eating something. It's almost irrelevant what type of show it is. C-san, どのぐらいいますか？
どのぐらいいますか？
About how long will you be here? どのぐらい. This means about how much or about how long. It'll depend on the context. So in this one, it's いますか? So exist here. So we know that it means how long. どのぐらいかかりますか, for example, might be how long will it take? But if I'm looking at a new phone and I ask the person behind the counter, どのぐらいかかりますか? Then that means how much will it cost? So contextually, the meaning of どのぐらい will change. どのぐらい is basically like a phrase. どの is
寒くないです。
which, but a specific which. So どの携帯が欲しい same as どれ but for a
No
specific
problem.
thing.
No
Translating
problem,
it
bro.
into which. But
Sensei Vic. Look. There is no confusion. Even though you bring confusion, we can learn also. So from confusion, you learn from confusion. So samukunai. Now I know what de is because you mentioned de. I know what de is. So de is a command, as Yuki said. It's an opportunity. Confusion creates an opportunity to learn.
With gurai, which means about, it becomes basically a phrase in itself, donogurai, which means how
So
much or how long.
samukunai, yes.
Nishu,
Samukunai, samui is an adjective. Samui is an adjective. When you add, if you want to make it into negative, it becomes samukunai. So you replace the i with kunai, and it becomes samukunai. So that's the conjugation for i adjectives.
2 imasu. 2 weeks. I'm here 2
It
weeks.
was
Takusan.
if it was furui, for example, furukunai. If it was kirena is an adjective. So kire janai. It's not kire kunai. Atsukunai also atsukunai. So is it atsukunai des? Atsukunai, yes. Samukunai des is basically the mass form of samukunai. Samukunai des? Yeah. Samukunai des is more respectful. Zenzen atsukunai des. Zenzen atsukunai des. Totally not hot. Totally not hot. Yes. Atsukunai. Every eve adjective, not in every adjective that ends with in an e, you replace the e with kunai. Not every e. Like there are some exceptions though. Like kire for example, kire. It's end with an e, but it is an adjective. You wouldn't say kire kunai. You must say kire janai. Every adjective, yes.
But a specific which. So dono keitai ga hoshii, same as dore, but for a specific thing, translating into which. But with gurai, which means about, it becomes basically a phrase in itself, donogurai, which means how much or how long. 2週間います 2 weeks. I'm here 2 weeks. たくさん遊ぶつもりです. I plan on, or I intend to have lots of fun. I translated this because we probably say stuff like plan on more frequently in conversation in English than we do say intend to. So I plan on having lots of fun is how I would translate this. Literally, I guess it would be more like I intend to have lots of fun. I don't feel like many of us would say that in English, but correct me if I'm wrong. At least in American English. Final sentence. いいですね. Sounds good. It should be brown because it's actually a sentence. Be more like I
たくさん遊ぶつもりです. I'm having lots
intend. Final sentence. いいですね. Sounds good. This should be brown because it's actually a set phrase. Becoming in Japanese. To express that you are becoming some kind of either adjective or noun, we use the auxiliary verb naru. Now, naru on its own is become, but used as an auxiliary verb on adjectives and nouns, and actually I think on verbs, there's some way to do it too, but Genki doesn't cover that yet, and I'm not going to cover it tonight either. You can say that you're becoming that adjective or that noun. So to do that, you'll take the e off of an e adjective, you get rid of it, and add ku, and then the verb naru. For adjectives and nouns, you just add ni at the end and naru, and that means become whatever it is. Now, at the end,
naru, noun, plus ni, plus naru. Okay. So, bro, I'm writing hiragana faster than ever now. So, e adjective minus e plus ku naru. So samuk naru is becoming cold. Yes, every adjective will have the negation form that way. Sole exception here is e. Yeah, e is yoku. It's basically Tokini Andy says that yoi is the original form. So it's not actually an exception. It's just e. In Japanese, people they say e as in casual speech, but the actual word is yoi. With e, you have to remember that they built other forms of e from a different stem. Yoi, yes. So yoi becomes yokunai. The actual verb is yoi actually, but in casual speech they use e often. So here, for example, naru, if we become atsu, Samu naru, samuku naru, it becomes cold. We will never forget that E is actually yoi, yes. I will never forget it. So, okay, so naru, become plus E adjective. Become plus adjective noun. So, naru to become, so if we want to become samuku naru, becomes cold. Na adjective, we add kirei na or kirei ni naru, becomes pretty.
And naru. And that means
Minna yoku narimashou, or tsuyoi. Minna tsuyoku narimashou. Minna tsuyoku narimashou. Everyone becomes strong. Everyone, let's become strong.
it's become whatever it is. Now,
楽しくなる。楽しくなった。楽しくならない。楽しくならなかった。楽しくなります。
the verb naru, as most auxiliary verbs do, conjugate just like the verb naru. Like whatever auxiliary verb it is, if it were on its own, it conjugates the same way. So naru conjugates as natta, naranai, naranakatta, narimasen. So it basically conjugates as a godan verb. Naru, natta, naranai, naranakatta, narimasu, narimasen deshita, narimasen, etc., etc. I just use tanoshiku naru as an example. So tanoshiku naru, tanoshiku natta, tanoshiku naranai, tanoshiku naranakatta, tanoshiku narimasu. So this would mean become fun.
So what?
Conjugates as natta is, if it were on its own, it conjugates the same way. So naru, what auxiliary verbs do, conjugate just like the verb naru. Like whatever auxiliary verb it is, if it were on its own.
Wait, naru is a ru verb. Naru is an iru. No, naru irueru. No, it's not an irueru. It's not a ru verb. It's a regular verb. It's a godan verb.
Conjugates the same way. So naru conjugates as natta, naranai, naranakatta, narimasen. So it basically conjugates as a godan verb. Naru, natta, naranai, naranakatta, narimasu, narimasen deshita, narimasen, etc., etc. I just use tanoshiku naru as an example. So tanoshiku naru, tanoshiku natta, tanoshiku naranai, tanoshiku naranakatta, tanoshiku narimasu. So this would mean become fun, became fun, will not become fun, did not become fun, will not become fun. So this means the same thing as this, the first one. It's just the formal version of it. Let's go over some more examples. We've got isogashiku naru, become busy, or I will become busy. Kirei ni natta, became beautiful, or became clean, depending on the context. Nihonjin ni naranai, will not become Japanese.
Watashi wa Nihonjin ni naranai.
Nihonjin ni naranai.
Watashi wa Nihonjin ni naranai. Zanen. Watashi wa Nihonjin ni naranai.
Some more complicated examples we have. Isogashiku naru kara
ikanai.
I forgot the hiragana, the furigana here. I'm sorry. There should be an e right here. So isogashiku naru kara ikanai. Ikanai. Will not go. I'll become busy.
Have you ever tried conjugation drills? I like to do them sometimes as a warm-up. I can get you a link. Give me a link. Yes, conjugations are very important. I need drills. I need to practice a lot of conjugations. So yeah, I will definitely practice a lot of conjugations after we finish with the Genki challenge, and also watch this video. So there is a video here. If you see, check out this playlist. Send it. Put it on Discord or send it here, whatever. So this is the complete Japanese verb conjugation. After we finish with the Genki challenge, I will definitely watch this and do a lot of conjugation. I will do a lot of conjugations. Okay, I'll put it on Discord. Verb conjugations. Discord. 日本人にならくても 構わない。構わない。日本人ならくても、there is no problem. 日本人ならくても、構わない。構わない。No problem. Okay. Exercise. Put the appropriate practice into the brackets. Vocabulary. Okay, I will do this practice also. Okay, let's do it in study materials. Put the conjugation drills. Okay. I will do a lot of drills. A lot of drills. Once I have all the conjugations written down on my notebook, I will do a lot of drills. Okay. Where we are? Here. We're doing. So yeah, this is also this video, 1.5 hour. I will watch it after we finish with the Genki challenge and write down every single conjugation. So I think is this the complete conjugation? Are there any other conjugations? So we have dictionary form, okay, easy, polite form, mass stem, the stem of the mass, te form, we have past tense, have continuous, teiru, negative form, nai, we have past negative form, passive form, rareru, passive form, causative form. Wait, isn't rareru a potential form? Causative passive form, imperative form, miro tabero. What? I didn't do this. Ba hypothetical. Ba, okay, ba hypothetical. Tara conditional. Potential. This is the potential form. Wait, the potential form is the same as the imperative, or or the passive. Passive rareru, and potential form also rareru. Volitional, and that's it. I really like Game Gengo. So many useful. Yeah, he explains he explains very well the grammar and each word. So yeah, this video I must watch it, and I will write down every single. I think these are all the conjugations. Well, he says complete.
Japanese verb conjugation video. In this video, you're going to learn every single conjugation.
It is every single
verbs in Japanese. We're going to be looking at over 250 examples taken from video games to help give you a strong connection to exactly how each piece of language is used. So that by the end of this
Okay, so we watch this, we write them down, and I do a lot of drills. I have to do a lot of drills, conjugation drills. Yes, passive and potential form of Ichidan verbs are identical. Only Ichidan, but Godan is different. Wait, so what is this? Google Translate. Igirisu. I can't become Japanese and Thai. I find a husband or wife. Otoko.
残念なことに夫を見つけるまで僕も日本人になれません。
Hopefully. Godan. Godan is different. So Godan potential passive and potential form Godan are different. Zannen. Unfortunately, zannen na koto ni. Otto. Ottoを見つけるまで僕を日本人になれません。Okay.
Oh, I won't go. 筋トレ。
私は残念。日本人ならないな。
忙しく or became clean. Become fun. So this means the same.
ならない。日本人ならない。
thing as this. The first one, it's just the naranai. Will not become Japanese. No matter how hard you try. Nihonjin ni naranai. Some more complicated examples we have. Isogashiku naru kara ikanai. I forgot the hiragana, the furigana here. I'm sorry. There should be an e right here. So isogashiku naru kara ikanai. Ikanai. Will not go. I'll be.
Would be unless instead of until. Would be unless instead of until. Which one? Made is. Made is, if I have it here, unless or made. I didn't write on mada. Mada and mo. Mada and mo. The difference is important. Mo, I have it. Mo means have already, and mada means have not yet. Mada means have not yet. Potential godan or yomeru. Passive godan. Yomareru. It's yomareru. Yomeru. Potential godan. Passive godan. Okay. Yomareru. The ma. Yeah. It's not rareru.
Become busy, so I won't go. Kintore wo gambatta.
Mada means made, not mada. It's made until. Made means until.
Chikaramochi ni natta. I worked hard lifting weights. Kintore means lifting or going, lifting weights at the gym.
夫を見つけなければ日本人に離れません。
筋トレを頑張った。I worked hard at lifting weights. So, から力持ちになった。力持ち means a strong person. 力持ちになった。So there's that's a noun. So you became the noun. 力持ちになった。So let's go ahead into the dialogue. I'll read it slow once and hopefully lifting weights at the gym. 筋トレを頑張ったから。
I
worked hard at lifting weights. So から力持ちになった。力
持ちになった。
She means a strong person. 力持ちになった。
I became
so
strong.
There's that's a noun. So you became the noun. 力持ちになった。So let's go ahead into the dialogue. I'll read it slow once and hopefully I'll remember to read it at full speed.
暗くなったね。
After that. 暗くなったね。
そうですね。
そうですね。C さんは眠くなりませんか？
眠くなりませんか？
全然眠くなりません。すごいですね。飲みたくなった。Full speed. 暗くなったね。そうですね。
暗くなったね became dark, didn't it?
T さんは
そうですね。yeah.
眠くなりませんか？
Are you becoming sleepy?
全然眠くなりません。
全然眠くなりません。I am totally not did not become sleepy.
すごいですね。
That's amazing, isn't it?
飲みたくなった。
Right. So 飲みたい means I want to drink. 飲みたくなった。I become thirsty.
すごいですね。
飲みたく or no. I want to drink. I don't know.
なった。Alright. So Genki does not have an example like that last one, but we'll go over it at the end here. 暗くなったね。It got dark, didn't it? Literally, it became dark, didn't it? But you can also translate it as got if you want to be a little less formal, and this is a pretty informal sentence, so 暗くなったね。そうですね。Yeah. That phrase means yeah. C さんは眠くなりませんか？ Don't you get sleepy? Or you don't get sleepy? After all that food, maybe context. She just ate an omori ramen. So, 眠くなりませんか? It's dark and you just ate a ton of food. You don't become sleepy? 全然眠くなりません。I don't get sleepy at all. Remember, 全然 before a negative means not at all. 全然眠くなりません。
全然
すごいですね。Wow, that's
すごいで
impressive.
すね。
Now, Genki didn't cover this yet because we haven't actually covered the conjugation of verbs that means want to do a verb. I think that's in the next lesson or possibly lesson 12. I think maybe 11. Can't remember exactly. But anyway, you conjugate the want conjugation, which ends in tai no matter what, by the way. So nomitai means want to drink. You conjugate it like an e adjective. So you cut the e, change it to ku. Nomitaku natta. So you can say, I became wanting to do this. So literally, I became want to drink. But a better translation of that would be, now I want to drink. Or now I feel like I want to drink. Nomitaku natta. I became want to drink. Weird English, but very common to say something like this. In Japanese, ikitaku natta na, I became want to go. Now I want to go. For example, that's very common. We'll get there. Somewhere and nowhere in Japanese.
Okay,
So,
almost done.
Genki does not cover this well. Not at all. I'm going to cover it a little bit differently. So, it covers 6 words. They are
I know. Yeah, 何か、何も、誰か、誰も、どこか、どこも。I know them. I wrote them in the other notebook.
nanika, which means something. Nanimo, which means anything. Sometimes nothing. We'll get into that. Dareka, someone. Daremo, which means anyone. Sometimes no one. Dokoka, which means somewhere. And dokomo, which means anywhere
And
or
there is
sometimes
also
nowhere.
何でも、I think. 誰でも、どこでも。
Now, this is how Genki presents them to you. Like this, with these little
何か
underlines, which is fine. But this is how they present them. Nanika, something. Nanimo, not anything. Dareka, someone.
帰りたくなった。
Daremo,
帰りたくなった。I became homesick.
not anyone.
帰りたくなった。
Not quite.
So, tai, when you add tai plus naru, means I become, I want something. Okay, I understand the logic.
Dokoka, somewhere. Dokomo, not anywhere. That's fine, but not quite correct. So let's read what Genki has to say so I can talk to you guys about all the ways I think this is silly. Because I like to do that sometimes about I'm going to skip the whole first section because it just talks about how they taught you nanika and nanimo in the last section. And then they go into other expressions. So other expressions for some and any in Japanese follow this pattern. Something, nanika, not anything, nanimo, etc. And then they have this little fun part. It says, as we noted in lesson 8, you do not need the particles wa, ga, or o with these words. You do need other particles, such as ni, e, and de. These particles appear in the places shown with underlines above. The end. They don't tell you anywhere what adding those particles, such as ni, e, and de, will do to these phrases, nor do they mention that you actually do need o and ga, sometimes with a few of them. So basically it's just wrong. So remember how I said to rip out lesson 3, the first part? Well, you should probably cross this one out too, because it's not going to treat you well. Depending on the particle that you put in those spaces, the spaces are correct, the meaning will change a little bit. So for example,
何か
nanika ni something. Nandemo means anything, but nanimo with a negative means nothing. So those two particle differences makes a big difference. Nanika de, if we go up here, nanika de do something means to do something with this thing. So that's still going to be something almost all the time. But dareka ni, so someone,
誰かに
but the ni means that you're going to maybe meet someone. Dareka ni ao. Dareka wo yonde, call someone to come here. You do need o. The chapter just said literally right there that you don't need o. But if you use it that way, you do need o. Depends on the verb you're using. All right. Dare demo.
誰でも。
Dare demo ii
demo.
means anyone is
誰でも。
fine.
いや、誰でもいい。誰でもいい。We saw it in Anki.
Dare demo nai
Anyone can
means
do it.
nobody. So
Dare
depending on
demo
what
nai,
comes after is
nobody.
actually the most important thing in these situations. But dare ni mo
誰でもいい。
awanai means I won't meet anyone. Dare ni mo is always going to be negative. Okay, doko ka e, go somewhere.
どこかへ
Doko ka ni, somewhere. Doko ka ni ikimasu, doko ka e ikimasu.
どこ
Doko
に
ka
も
de party o shimasu. Doko ka de, we're going to have a party at a certain place. So those particles obviously change it completely. Doko ni mo
どこにも
means anywhere. Doko ni mo ikanai means
どこにも
not
行かない
go anywhere. Demo, doko ni mo, with ni it's always going to be negative. But doko demo ii means
どこでもいい
anywhere. Anywhere is fine. So depending on the particle, this will change from anywhere to not anywhere. If you put ni here, it's almost always going to be not anywhere. But if you put de here, not necessarily negative, depending on what verb comes after it. So the truth about these is that depending on the particle here, it actually becomes sort of a phrase on its own. For example, if you look up nandemo in a
な
dictionary,
んでも
it's actually considered an expression on its own. Same with daredemo. It's an expression on its own. So my recommendation with these phrases is to sort of look them all up in a dictionary, like nandemo, daredemo, darenimo, and memorize them as set expressions on their own. Because it's a little bit too complicated to memorize them with these little spaces in between and then try and figure out whether or not this particle is going to change it to negative. Memorize them as set phrases, basically. It's much, much easier that way. And that's going to be your homework, to sort of go over them as set phrases on your own. I'm not going to go over every single one because we don't have time tonight. But just know that the particle actually changes the meaning a lot. If it's ni for doko ni mo with a ni mo, if it's ni mo, it's generally going to be a negative. So a negative verb is going to come after it. But demo, it's not negative anymore. So Genki's just straight up wrong there. Also, dareka wo yonde, nanika wo tabete. You do need the o particle, and sometimes you need the ka particle, the ga particle, depending on the verb. So they say you don't need it. That's not the case. You do. Now, you would not put o, wa, or ga in between something like dare mo. You wouldn't put o, wo, wa, or ga there. But at the end, so in these ones with the ka, you do use wo and ga sometimes. That's the end of my rant. Let's go over some examples.
何か欲しい
I want something.
Want something.
So there we don't need the o particle. That's fine. Nandemo nai.
なんでもない
It's nothing. So
It's
remember,
nothing.
this brown, this means it's an expression. So I want you to memorize them as expressions. Nandemo nai. Nandemo nai itself is actually an expression. This whole expression means it's nothing. Never mind, for example, is another translation of nandemo nai.
誰
Never
か
mind.
に会う
Dareka ni ao.
Meet with someone.
Meet with someone. Daredemo ii.
誰でもいい
Anyone is
Anyone
fine.
is fine.
どこかへ行く。
ど
Go
こ
to
かへ
somewhere.
行く
どこにも行かない。
どこにも
Go
行かない
nowhere. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into the dialogue. I'll go slowly, fast, English translation, get to your questions. どこかへ飲みに行く。
どこかへ飲みに行く
行く。
行く
行く。
行く
最近、
最近
どこにも
どこ
飲み
も
に行っていません。
飲みに行っていません
じゃあ、
じゃあ
行きましょうよ。
行きましょうよ
じゃあ、行きましょうか。Yuki sounds perplexed. どこかへ飲みに行く？行く！行く！最近どこにも飲みに行っていません。じゃあ行きましょうよ。じゃあ行きましょうか。Let's go over the English. どこかへ飲みに行く？ Shall we go drink somewhere? どこかへ？
行く
遊びに、どこかに。行く！ I'll go. 行く！ I'll go. 最近どこにも飲みに行っていません。Recently, I haven't gone anywhere to drink or haven't gone drinking anywhere. 行っていません。I haven't gone yet. Haven't gone. Have not. So ている can also be have. Present perfect? Present perfect. Can also be that. Haven't gone anywhere to drink. 飲みに行っていません。じゃあ行きましょうよ。Well then, let's go. 行きましょうよ。That yo is sort of an encouraging yo. It's like, come on, let's go. 行きましょうよ。じゃあ行きましょうか。行きましょうよ。So let's go ahead and jump into the utilization de particle.
Utilization.
Noun plus de plus verb. The de
Okay,
particle
it's
can mean
easier.
with or by, depending on
It's not the
noun.
da that's
So,
at the end of the sentence.
Genki presents it this time around as a way to express whether you're using a form of transportation like a bicycle or a tool to do some kind of work like using a pen to draw a picture.
Almost done.
That's what the de particle can be used for
2
in
more
this
days,
section. We have do an action
and
with
we are
or
done with
by
book
noun.
number 1,
Whether it's with or
and
by will
5.
be determined by the
Then we
noun.
go
For
to
example,
4.
自転車で行く。
自転車で行く
Go by bicycle. So it's by. 箸で食べる。
箸
Eat
で食べる
with chopsticks. You could also say eat by chopsticks, but that's a little bit weird English, so it would be eat with chopsticks. 箸で食べる。自転車で行く。箸で食べる. So here
箸
it's
で食べる
go by, and here it's eat with. So Utilization. The day is expressing utilization. Someone in Discord came up with, or at least said that. That was the first time I heard it explained that way. Utilization. I liked it. So I popped it into the lesson.
自転車で仕事に行った。
I went to work by bicycle. 自転車で仕事に行った。箸で何でも食べます。I eat anything. In this situation, you could translate it as everything. I wrote here, I eat anything with chopstick. It could also be everything. 箸で何でも食べます。I eat anything or everything with chopsticks. And we're already to the dialogue. やったどうやって行く
やったどうやって行く
バスで行くタクシーで行こう。バスとタクシーとどっちが安い ?4 人だから同じぐらいだね。じゃあタクシーで。やったどうやって行くバスで行くいや、タクシーで行こう。バスとタクシーとどっちが安い ?4 人だから同じぐらいだね。じゃあタクシーで。Alright, let's jump into the English translation of that. やったどうやって行く Oops, I forgot to change the color
How should we go?
やった means, can mean different things. Usually it means yay! It can also mean I did it! If you completed some exercise and you think you did well. やったBut it usually is just like yay! どうやって行くどうやって is basically a phrase or an expression that means how should we do something? How should we do something? Or how will you do something? Or how do you do something? どうやって作る How do you make it? どうやって行く How will you go? So I guess should more than should, it should be how will we go? どうやって行くバスで行く Should we go by bus? So there's the utilization day for transportation. In this dialogue, we only have the transportation day. Sorry about that. いや、タクシーで行こう。Nah. Let's go by taxi. 行こう is the informal short form of basically 行きましょう。行こう is the short form of that. We haven't gone over it yet, but Ando-san doesn't tend to speak formally. So Ando-san this time likes to say 行こう。タクシーで行こう。バスとタクシーとどっちが安い So here we've got the どっち which どっちが安い We're using comparisons. Basically, 方が is dropped here. So バスとタクシーとどっちの方が安い is what the full sentence would be, but you can honestly just drop it when you're asking the question because it's implied by having the two things plus どっち which is cheaper, bus or taxi. 4人だから同じぐらいだね There are 4 of us. So, about the same. 同じぐらいだね。同じ means the same. じゃあ、タクシーで。Well then, by bus. Taxi, by taxi. タクシーで。And here I dropped 行きましょう or 行こう or 行く。タクシーで。It's very common to just say, to drop the verb after this because everyone knows what the verb is. タクシーで。How do you go to work? バスで。is a perfectly fine response.That brings us to question time. We made it, guys. At the end of lesson 10, the question today is 今週何をするつもりですか By the way, the reason that the color of つもり changed here is because つも
How
り
is
is
it
actually
going,
a
Gloomy?
noun. It's actually a noun that means
こんばんは
intention. So 何をするつもりですか
4人ね
What do you plan on doing this week? 何をするつもりですか
Hello.
An example response would be something like たくさん勉強するつもりです I intend to study a lot.
勉強
Thumbs up を攻撃してください Please
Two
smash the
more
like button.
days and we finish book number 1 and then we go to book number 2. So done for today. We still have a little bit of G-Lab. Okay, let's just do this one.
大丈夫
大丈
僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる大丈夫僕がいる
大丈夫僕がいる
起きられるか
大丈夫僕がいる Of course, the first one gives me energy. It gives me a lot of energy.
起きられるか
起きられる起きられるか起きられるか起きられるか起きられるか Can you get up? Can you get up? Can you get up?
出るなら止めないといけないし。
出るなら止めないといけないし。出るなら止めないといけないし。Where if you go out, you must close something. You have to turn off the water off. Okay.
読んでもいいですか？
読んでもいいですか？ Can I read that? Question mark.
僕は
僕は
君のこと何も知らないんだな。
僕は君のこと何も知らないんだな。
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 何も知らないんだな。Okay.
最後に笑うのは
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 最後に笑うのは最後に笑うのは We will see who is going to laugh at the end. 最後に笑うのは
忘れられるものか
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 忘れられるものか A thing we can forget question mark a thing we can forget question mark 忘れられるものか A thing we can forget question mark 忘れられるものか OK done
諦めてはいけないよ。
諦めてはいけないよ諦めてはいけないよ So 諦める means to give up I think Yeah it's to give up So 夢を諦めないんで Don't give up your dream 諦めてはいけないよ You must not give up You must not give up You must not give up
わかりました。聞いてみます。
わかりました聞いてみます Understood I'll try to ask
おそばに行ってもいいですか？
おそばに行ってもいいですかおそばに行ってもいいですかCan I go closer? I think おそば means closer. Can I go closer? Question mark.
人を傷つけてはいけないんだぞ。
人を傷つけてはいけないんだぞ。人を傷つけてはいけないんだぞ。Today, when I was complaining about how hard kanji are, a Japanese young woman told me that she also has problems sometimes with kanji. Ah, so Japanese people also have problems with the kanji. Yeah, you see, it's natural. It's natural. You don't have to master the kanji, you know. Just slowly. If even if you learn one kanji a day, it's okay. Okay, maybe you need to learn 5 kanji a day. Maybe that's better. But one kanji a day is normal.
人を傷つけてはいけないんだぞ。
For me, I don't even think about I don't even try hard to learn. It just comes naturally as you do grammar. You do like this Anki, for example. I don't pay much attention to kanji, but only on my phone. I have some apps that I train on kanji, but I don't like forcefully try to remember kanji. It just comes. Like I just let it come. As when I do Genki, for example, when I do Anki. Also, I wrote penguin in Romanji. Jincho, penguin. Wait, what is penguin? Jincho, Jincho. So wait, Jin, Jin, Jincho. Like this. Jincho. No, that's not penguin. The kanji is hito, and something else. Wait, so Jincho. Oh no. It's wait. I was writing she. No, what was it? It's N. So Jin. No, it's Jin Cho. No, no, steel. Jin Cho. Like this. There is no. What is this kanji? There is no kanji. Wait, let's listen. Kanji, there is no kanji. Wait, let's listen. Kanji, there is no kanji. Wait, let's listen. There is no sound. There is no sound. Yeah, read it as hito something. So penguin is hito. Looks like a person because penguin also walks like a person. That's why. So it's hito plus something else. Tori. Tori! It's a bird! Of course. So hitotori. So human bird. Human bird. Hitotori. Wait, so that's a penguin is very interesting. So it's not Jincho, it's Hitotori. So penguin is a human bird. There are videos on YouTube asking people how they would write certain kanji. Some people can't write kanji properly because a lot is written nowadays electronically and they lack the practice. So that's a problem. If they continue like that, Japanese language will vanish in the future. But I think they say penguin in katakana and that's it. But more commonly, I feel people would say penguin instead. Correct. But the kanji for it is interesting. So hitotori, human bird, human bird. Also, penguin walks like a human. Walks on his foot, on his feet. So if you write, okay, this one, copy, hitotori. Wait, jisho, penguin, jisho, which is person and bird, chicken, human chicken. So hitotori. 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 Hitotori, penguin. Okay. But they will write it penguin. No, Japanese language will not disappear because of this, but the skill to write by hand may become a rare skill in the future. When I hear this, to be honest, I feel sad. Why would Japanese people not write? It's I don't know. I feel sad. Why would they don't they forget how to write their language? I'm trying hard. I'm trying hard here to learn and write kanji, but electronically it's okay. It's nice. It's quick. But writing is it's a necessary skill. It's a must. Everyone knows how to write his language.
人を傷つけてはいけないんだぞ。
人を傷つけてはいけないんだぞ。So hurting people is bad. You must not hurt people. You must not injure people.
僕を殺せば全てが終わる。
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 僕を殺せば全てが終わる。僕を殺せば全てが終わる。
僕を殺せば全てが終わる。
僕を殺せば全てが終わる。
食べていい? Can I eat it?
僕を殺せば全てが終わる。僕を殺せば全てが終わる。僕を殺せば全てが終わる。
僕を殺せば全て。
誰かが俺を呼んでいる。
誰かが俺を呼んでいる。
誰か
誰かが俺を呼んでいる。
俺を呼んでいる。
誰かが俺を呼んでいる。誰かが俺を呼んでいる。
今度遊びに行っていいですか？
今度遊びに行っていいですか？今度遊びに行っていいですか？ Can we come and visit next time? Can we come over again next time?
そして僕はもう
そして僕はもう
あの夢を見ることも
見ることもなくなった。そして僕はもうあの夢を見ることもなくなった。
そして
そして
僕はもう
僕はもう
あの
あ
夢を見る
の夢を見
ことも
ることもなくなった。そして僕はもうあの夢を見ることもなくなった。This is the first long sentence that I learned to say like fast. Correct. If I look at German internet chats, I doubt that it's true that everybody knows how to write their own language. Most people's orthography are a mess. In chat, the orthography is always a mess. In Greek, for example, we write in Greeklish. So it's like it's Greek but in English characters. So Evharisto, for example, Evharisto, they write like this, which is correct. K, for example, K, which should be like this, they write it like this, which is not the good K, which means end. Or Ine, for example, Ine, which should be like this, they write it as Ine, which is wrong. Very, very bad orthography. But it's chat, Greeklish. Teachers suffer from this because they don't like Greeklish. They always say write in Greek. So orthography is a mess. And I guess German also chats, which is sad, to be honest. It is sad. I didn't realize it until recently.
そして僕はもう
Chat
あの夢
because
を見る
people
こともなくなった
because people want to write fast. That's why they ignore the orthography.
お前はいつも強くない。
お前はいつも強くない。お前はいつも強くない。お前はいつも強くない。So いつも means always. You always become stronger? No, you are always not strong. You are always not strong. I am always stronger than you. As for you, you are never strong. You are never strong. Literally, this is always not strong. Yes.
会いたくないよ。
会いたくないよ. I don't want to meet. Don't want to meet.
迷っているのか。
We have Denglish, yeah, the same, which is a mixture of English and Deutsch. I think everyone has something with English, but what we mean by that is that when we use English words in German, because also, yeah, it's words in German, so the meaning is a bit different from what you said. Because, yeah, it's in English is different than English for sure, because English grammar, not grammar, English letters are similar, as the same to English. German's letters are the same to English, but Greek words are different. But yeah, so German is German. They use English words actually. Yeah, in English. This is the English. Maybe in Greek is casual Greek from now on. In Gringlish. In Gringlish. People always write in Gringlish. But the English is different because there is not much orthography in German, I think. I like orthography, so it hurts to see that nobody capitalizes their nouns. In the internet, German also, yeah, the German orthography has a lot of capital letters also. I think every noun is capitalized in German. But it's a massacre. It's a massacre. If you see the English, it's a massacre. In the orthography is a massacre. Calamity. Sainan. Psi. But is it not the casual Japanese, a bad written Japanese after all? No, you cannot say that about the language.
迷っているのか
The casual Japanese. Wait, you mean the casual Japanese? You mean the short form? Maybe I understood I understood wrong. What do you mean the Japanese casual Japanese? The short form you mean? Or does you mean the whole Japanese language is a bad written? I thought. Wait, you mean the short form Japanese, not the. I thought you mean the whole Japanese is a bad written. I mean, I'm sure that at the first time there were only a Japanese. Ah, and not the Sonkeigo. You mean the Sonkeigo in short form? Probably yes. Probably yes. Then the peasant and uneducated population change it. Probably. I don't know the history. Yes, we even capitalize nominalized words like adjectives, as in I take the blue one. Ich nehme das Blau. Blau. Ich nehme das Blau. Bro, German language is beautiful. Ich nehme das Blau.
迷っているのか
I can't wait to learn German back again.
迷っているのか
迷っているのか Did you get lost? Did you get lost?
一人で食べられるわよ。
一人で食べられるわよ。一人で食べられるわよ。I can eat by myself.
なぜ嘘を
なぜ嘘をつく
本
なぜ嘘をつくなぜ嘘をつく Why do you lie?
帰ってもいいですか？
先生、帰ってもいいですか先生、帰ってもいいですか先生、can I go home?
起きられるか？
起きられるか Can you get up?
名前を呼んでしまってごめんなさい。
名前を呼んでしまってごめんなさい。Sorry for calling your name unintentionally.
知らない人だから。
知らない人だから、知らない人だから。Because I don't know that person. He's a person I don't know. Unknown, because he's an unknown person.
心の力
知らない人だから、知らない人。知らない人。So it's the one that we did yesterday. So it describes the noun. 知らない or describe the verbs. Nominalizes the verb. So like 光っている but this is with ている but you said yesterday, Yuki, that it's not only ている that nominalizes the verb. So 知らない人 unknown person. It's 知らない it's not ている like for example here we have 光っている光っている目 sparkling eyes. 動いている車 moving car. 散っている花 blooming flowers. But the guy yesterday said that it's only teiru, but you said it's not only teiru. It's other forms as well. Like 知らない人から 知らない人だから unknown person, which is not teiru, it's 知らない. It's a negative form. So there we go. We have an example of without teiru. Okay. So not only teiru describes a verb, nominalizes the verb. Okay. 心の力心の力心の力 Power of the heart 心の力
お菓子も用意しとくね。
お菓子も用意しとく。Sweets are also prepared. I think he only wanted to use examples with teiru first, but how he phrased it was a bit problematic. Okay. Okay, yeah, maybe the examples were just with teiru. Actually, the Genki subject was talking only about teiru. Sweets also should be prepared.
コンビニ飽きちゃったのよ。
コンビニ飽きちゃったのよ。コンビニ飽きちゃったのよ。I got tired from コンビニ food.
ここに置いておきますね。
ここに置いておきますね。ここに置いておきますね。ここに置いておきますね。I'll put it here for future use.
確かめなきゃ。
確かめなきゃ。確かめなきゃ。I must decide. I must make sure. I must make sure.
雨になっちゃったね。
雨になっちゃったね。雨になっちゃったね。
雨になっちゃったね。
雨になっちゃったね。It will rain. Will it? Won't it? I think, yeah, it is raining or something.
失うものは大きいぞ。
大きいぞ。
失うものは大きいぞ。
失うものは大きいぞ。失うものは大きいぞ。I think we lose is big.
全部食べられるのか？
全部食べられるのか？全部食べられるのか？ Can you eat everything? Question mark.
友達が欲しい。
友達が欲しい。友達が欲しい。I want friends. I want a friend.
すごい静かに話してたね。
すごい静かに話してたね。He was speaking calmly.
悲しみに負けてはならない。
悲しみに負けてはならない。悲しみに負けてはならない。You must not be defeated by sorrow.
見てもいいですか？
見てもいいですか？ Can I see it?
本当に欲しいのか？
本当に欲しいのか？悲しい。負けないものは大きいぞ。負けないものは大きいぞ。かけないものは大きいぞ。かけない means to write. No, かける means 書く。Wait, かける is it not 書く? The same kanji as 書く。To be able to write. 書けないものは大きいぞ。書けないものは大きいぞ。There are a lot of things I cannot write. 書けないものは大きいぞ。
本当に欲しいのか？
本当に欲しいものか？ Do you really want it? Do you want this?
僕を殺せば全てが終わる。
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 僕を殺せば全てが終わる。僕を殺せば全てが終わる。
僕を殺せば全てが終わる。
僕を殺せば全てが終わる。僕を殺せば全てが終わる。Okay. 心の力 Power of the heart? What's that even supposed to mean? 心の力 Done. Okay. Okay, now we go now. I think we are done with today's lesson, day number 10. 2 more days and we finish book number 1. And we start book 2. N4. We finish with N5 and we start with N4. So, Yuki, thank you very much. And also, Sensei Vic, thank you very much to you as well. Done, and will be matashita. That's it, matashita. Of course. いつでもmatashita. いつでもmatashita. Or いつもmatashita. また明日。いつもまた明日。いつもまた明日。Always また明日。So bye bye. Always also Rumi here. Thank you very much for coming by. And done. We are going to be here tomorrow also. また明日。まばせやる。